Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the trade deadline special. How's everybody doing? Hope all is well. So this is like the third time that we meet today. Hopefully, everybody's doing well. We are we're what would you say? 15 days away from the big trade deadline, everyone, and there are rumors that are flying all over the place. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. It's trade, sign, release. What are we going to do? That's what this show's all about for today. So please have your questions, your answers, whatever you want in the chat, and we'll answer as many as we possibly can at this point. But first, I also want to introduce the starter panel. And Jonathan, who's with me in the mornings at 8:30. How you doing, Jonathan? And Sean. How you doing, Sean? How's everything going?
I'm doing all right.
Good. Well, let's start it off, guys. We've heard a lot of rumors. Obviously, there's still nothing really concrete going on. Jonathan, why don't you start us off?
Okay, for my trade prediction, or what I think the Yankees should go for, I think they will go to a trade with the Rockies. I would ask for Jake Bird and Thairo Estrada. For that, I have to come up with a bunch of names, but those are the two players from the Rockies I would get right now, because we both know we know the Yankees don't want to add money, so they're not going to try to get Brian McMahon. So Estrada is someone who came up with the Yankees, former Yankee, and can play third base. So those two, I think you can get a small package for that, and it won't cost a lot of payroll. Because one thing to remember in trading, the Yankees, as much as we don't want them to, they will be very self-cautious about the payroll.
Okay, and Sean?
Yeah, one trade I would call up the Royals. And I would ask for Miguel Garcia, and I would ask for Seth Lugo. Garcia is a third baseman, but he's a pesky hitter. He's batting a little over 300. And but he plays a superb third base. And he's speed. He's got a lot of speed. But also Lugo is a guy that he's a veteran presence. He's a starter. And he's a junk bumper. But we need him, especially after Schmidt just went down. We don't know what we're going to get fully with Heel. I mean, Heel's electric arm, but is he fully out of the whole injury stuff? So that would cover it. And then, I would also make trades for reliever. But that would be one trade I would make right away, those two.
Okay.
But in the package, you would have to give up like Everson Pereira, since they seem to be wanting outfielders. Everson Pereira, probably Peraza, and Selvage as a pitcher.
All right. Let's see. Jonathan, you care to comment on that possible trade?
On that trade, that seems to be a very possible trade. Look, as I said to begin with, the Yankees will, as much as we think we want them to, the Yankees are not looking to add a lot of payroll. As much as I like Suarez and Kelly, and I do like them, I just don't know enough about their contracts. How much is Merrill Kelly making?
Probably 15.
15. Remember, every dollar they add is taxed at 110%.
You're right.
So that's something we all have to think about when thinking about trades. I wouldn't surprise me if they trade some contracts that they have in addition to another contract. Like let's who let me see who on the Yankees is a free agent, and because the one guy is Bellinger, but we both know Bellinger is not traded, and as much as we want Stroman to be traded, the Yankees are going to look at hard at trading Stroman, but no team will take him.
Ah.
Good.
And then there's
There's a lot of talk about Escara being traded, so he could be a possibility as a trade chip.
Yeah, but that probably mean they'll go and get the now released Rob Brantley again. Here we go.
Well,
And they go get themselves a very weak backup worse.
a backup catcher, and Grisham also is a possibility of being traded.
yeah.
But as a backup catcher, they might call up that guy. Who is one of the guys in their minor league system?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Let's see what the chat's all about right now. Hey, Kevin, how you doing? Welcome back to the stream. Trade Boone, haha. Hey, Bruce, how you doing? Flores.
Flores. That's the name. Flores. I always forget his name, but Flores. If they trade, if they trade the catcher, they're gonna call up Flores.
Yeah.
You think so?
Escara. Absolutely. If they trade Escara, they're gonna call up Flores, no doubt.
And what about the guy in AAA, Rodriguez?
Rodriguez is already on the roster, but so he might come up. He might come up also, but I think Flores is a better option. But either way, Flores would be on the 40 man after that trade.
Wow. Okay. Well, you know that
Because they have to also protect him in the Rule 5 draft.
when is it should be coming up soon that you have to protect the player, right?
You protect them before the winter meetings. So after the season, all your free agents are off the roster, and your roster is reduced to however many free agents. And before the Rule 5 draft, which is the winter meetings, so I think first week of December. So let's just say before December 1st, you have to either make trades or add players to your roster, or less. If you don't protect them, they're exposed, and other teams can grab them. That's how we lost the guy on Boston.
Well, 99 in the chat. How you doing? He says Kelly is owed around $3 million left in the year.
So he's a very inexpensive player. He is a possible trade chip. What did Nathan think about that?
What's up, guys? So,
Hi.
hello.
Well,
Shout out to the chat.
Nathan, how you doing, Nathan?
Yeah.
How's it going?
So Nathan,
How's it
did
going?
you hear my trade?
Nathan, do you hear Jonathan?
I think he sounds like he's muted.
Nathan, did you hear Jonathan? No, I guess not.
Maybe he has to come back in.
You want to pull out, Nathan, and come back?
Yep.
Oh, I hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear you now.
All right, give him the what were you? He said, "Did you get the trade that Jonathan sent you?"
No, I didn't get the trade.
Oh, you didn't get it?
I didn't send it to him. I told you. I told you.
Oh, I'm saying. Well, say it again to him. Go ahead.
It would be with the Rockies for Jake Bird. The Rockies get Bird and Estrada, and they would make a trade package. And I couldn't come up with names that go to the Rockies. But those two players, I think. What do you think of receiving those two players, Bird and Estrada, and Escara? Not Escara. Yeah, Thyro Estrada.
Yeah, Nathan, what do you think of that trade? I don't think we have him. Anyway, let's see. Estrada isn't going to be a Yankee a second time around.
No, I think it's a possibility. I mean, he's only 29 years old. He can play third base, which is what we need, and he's also an inexpensive player. That's exactly why I added him to that trade.
Rob Saxon says Estrada was a Yankee. Yes, shouldn't be worth much.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. What was just reported? Asked to describe his. Yes. The All-Star break has become basically an exhibition game. It doesn't mean anything.
Right. Hey, welcome to the stream call. How are you? Let's see. Are you hearing whispers of trades? There's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, we're hearing with Cleveland. We're hearing with Kansas City. We're hearing with, let's see, with even Oakland. I started to hear little mumblings about Mason.
Oakland.
What?
Oakland doesn't exist anymore.
Well, you know what I mean. With the A's, for Mason. That's another one that I got from a very good source this afternoon. So there's a lot on the table. There's no question about it. It's just how much the Yankees, again, as always, what they're willing to spend. That's the problem. I mean, that's the whole scenario.
Sorry, guys. I was working the backstage of our Job on the Mouse show, and then when I logged off, I don't know what happened. I had to reboot the laptop, so now it's working now.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
What's
Okay.
up, Jonathan, Sean? What's up? All right, let me get Sean's trade and then Jonathan's trade. Okay, Jonathan. Okay, Sean, go first, and I'll go to Jonathan.
All right. So my trade was call up KC, the Royals, ask for Miguel Garcia and Seth Lugo, but then we offer Pereira, Peraza, and Selvage.
Ooh. You're getting Miguel Garcia, you're getting Lugo, and who else you're getting?
No, just those two players.
Those two, okay.
But I'm offering Pereira, Everson Pereira, our outfielder that
Yep.
won't see the light of day in the majors,
Mm-hmm.
and Peraza, and then we throw in Selvage.
Ooh, okay. I like Brock Salvis. Man, that's tough.
That's a.
I really like Salvage, but like people say, you have to give and to get, right? So I like that package. Obviously we're not giving up too much, which I like. And then also I love Miguel Garcia, obviously All-Star this year, and he brings power, and that's what we need on the lineup. And then with Seth Lugo, you get a plug-in starter right away, and that will help this rotation impact. So I like that. I like that trade package. Man, that's but Brock Salvage, man, I really like him as a player, but give that I think that will sweeten the deal, in my opinion. Yeah. I like that.
Well,
Jonathan, yeah.
Yeah, Jonathan.
Mine was Bird and Thyro Estrada to the Rockies, and I'm giving up Everson Pereira.
Mm.
And the Rockies, I think they want pitchers. So
Yeah.
I'll give them Lagrange, Reiselman.
So you're
Yeah,
gonna give up Logande?
Lagrange. Yeah, I would give up Lagrange. I think
Oh wow.
now is the time because he has struggled and he has upside potential,
Mhm.
but look, I don't know much about Lagrange right now, but
He, you know what about him is Joe and Sean and Jonathan is just he's inconsistent, but when he's on, he can throw over 100 miles per hour. You've seen it, and this guy, he obviously still he still has room to grow. I like him as a pitcher. He has a he has great potential. I mean, he has a great potential to be a starter in this league if they use him the right way. And yeah, actually.
so who would you give up for Jake Bird and Estrada?
From Everson Pereira, I would put in there,
Yeah,
and then I'll put let's see, I'll put probably who's the other pitcher? Not Chase Hampton, not Cam, obviously. Who's the other pitcher that we had? Who? Oh, Will Warren.
Will
Uh,
Warren.
yeah, and then who else? Oh, maybe I'll put what's his name? Um, I'll put one of the catchers in there. JC Escarmo mainly.
Because I think that the Rockies system is very weak on pitching, and I
Yeah.
think any package they will want in return will be focused around pitching. That's why I would give up one hitter, Pereira, and probably three pitchers.
Okay.
This is a very interesting trade, guys. Let's comment on this.
No,
Cowboy,
No,
Volpe,
no,
Schlittler,
no.
Jones, and Dominguez for
Oh my God.
De La Cruz.
No. We need.
Go
We
get a bona fide star.
Ultra Cowboy, you might be wearing that hat that has beer in it and chugging it down. So that type of trade is only for someone who's had one too many beers.
I think we need more in that trade.
We
Yeah,
need more of
I
it.
think Yankees would have
and
to
that-
get a
that-
pitcher.
And that trade, let me see the Reds.
I like Sean's trade idea.
And that trade, I might even ask for Chase Burns.
Chase Burns. Oh, there you go, Jonathan. Now you're talking.
If I'm giving up that package,
Yeah.
I want Chase Burns.
Yep. Let's get him back. Chase Burns. That's the replacement for Cam right there. Come on, let's go. Chase
Okay,
Burns.
so is this trade a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
For this one, for Ultra Cowboy?
If this trade has Chase Burns in it, it's a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Only
what?
Ellie De La Cruz. If it's only Ellie De La Cruz, and it's
I'm saying the way he's got it, is that an up or down?
It's down.
All right. And
Yeah.
what about you, Sean? Down?
I'm more down, but it's kind of like sending the line because LA De La Cruz is a superstar. He's a speedster, but he does a lot of errors. If we're frustrated with Volpe on committing errors in the field, LA De La Cruz is going to have a bunch of errors.
Okay.
You know what? I might even ask, if I'm doing that trade, I might even ask for Chase Burns and Red Lauder.
Mhm.
Why not just go crazy?
Wow.
Nippon, is that a up or down for you?
It's down for me.
Okay.
But
So,
I
you got it.
I like Sean's trade package though, with the Kansas City Royals.
Okay, we'll get to that. All right, Cowboy, you got to be invited for the little cash prize. You got to make another trade. You got You got 4 downs for that, but don't get discouraged. Keep on giving us some trades. Let's see. Now, what trade did you say? I'm looking.
No, Sean. What Sean said when He said give up.
Oh, sure.
Pereira,
Okay.
what do you call Pereira, Brock Salvage, and then who was the other one?
Peraza.
Peraza for Lugo and Garcia.
Well, let me ask you, Jonathan, do you like that trade?
Pereira and Peraza for Seth Lugo.
No, yeah, and then also Garcia.
Pereira, Peraza for Seth Lugo and Garcia.
No. Brock, he's adding Brock Salvage to it too.
Brock Sal. I probably need it to be written down because I'm.
Okay, so here. All right, ready? Okay, it says Oswald Peraza,
Peraza.
Everson Pereira, Brock Salvage, the pitcher, and then it's going to be for Seth Lugo and then Garcia.
Yes, I think I'm gonna make that trade.
Okay, so
I think
the
that's
consensus is right now, Sean Browning is in the lead for the cash prize. Now, just remember, everyone, as long as you're not a creator, you are eligible. And because Sean just said that, now they agreed, so he's in the lead right now. So come up with some trades. It's got to be unanimous, and right now, that was unanimous from Sean. So come on, you're going to let him be. You got to outshine him, or at least come on. Let's tie this up. Oh, Timothy, how you doing? Welcome to the
Timothy.
stream.
Welcome.
Hold on.
Let's see what he has to say.
Pull up 99.
Oh,
I will. Armando for a song and dance because
Okay.
St. Louis is looking to dump salary. Couple of low minor leaguers with a lot of upside for Arenado. Throw in Helmsley too. This team needs elite defense and a third baseman at third base.
If I'm trading for Arenado, I want St. Louis to pick up half the contract.
Okay. All right. Keep it going. Hey, first of all, Timothy, thank you. Brand new on the stream. If you can, please subscribe and press the like button. Really appreciate it. And we are on every morning at 8:30. 8:30 every morning. And we also do a lot of other things, which we'll talk about later on. But this is about trades. So 99 has made a trade. So let's hear it.
Carl.
Is it up?
Carl made a trade offer.
Call. All right.
Yeah.
99, give us your trade, and then I'll put it up.
99.
All right. We got Pereira, Peraza, Jones, Slittler for J-Ram, and Clase. I don't think Cleveland will go for that.
No, there's another possible trade I can think of. The Yankees get Brian Hayes.
Oh, okay, there it is. I see it. Ready for 9? Oh, wow.
No.
Oh man,
O'Neal Cruz. If I'm doing that trade, I want. I don't know if I want O'Neal Cruz. They need a third baseman. I want Brian Hayes in that deal instead of O'Neal Cruz.
Man, this is a tough one because
if I do that trade with Paul Skeens and Brian Hayes, maybe.
Yeah, but
because he can play third base.
I wouldn't make that trade. That trade would
that's a crazy trade. But
that is not going to happen. I don't know, but I think
going to happen.
I don't know. I would do it if it has Paul Skeens, Cruz, and Hayes in it. All three.
Yeah,
because that's a lot. Spencer Jones, Ken Slip. No, man. You're giving up two elite pitchers, possible elite pitchers, and Spencer Jones.
But
and Paul Skeens isn't exactly creaming the ball either. Who knows if he could be? You don't know.
Well,
you got to see him one more year. I'm not ready to say that he's. He's elite, but I want to see another year. That's my opinion.
But the one positive is we'll get to see more Livy Dunn.
Yeah.
That is a positive right there.
Yeah.
Honestly,
yeah.
I don't even know if the Yankees have anything that the Pirates want.
Um,
I don't know.
Well, they just picked up another one of our ex-Yankees.
so are we thumbs up or thumbs down on that trade?
I'm not really for it, to be honest with you.
Not I
Yeah.
I don't want to trade Spencer Jones unless it's for a guy like.
Yeah, 99 has a point though. Paul Skeens has stuff, but the thing is, man, I would love to have Paul Skeens on the team. That's a big. Imagine that rotation next year.
I might have to say yes to that, but it's gonna be hold my breath.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
So you'll
just
I'm not happy about it. No.
it's
Yeah.
not the Skeens part. It's the O'Neal Cruz where I'm hung up because Cruz is a great player. Don't get me wrong, but just as I was saying with L.A. De La Cruz, O'Neal is struggling, and I think they were trying him in the outfield because he was overthrowing first base from shortstop or something.
can he play second base?
No.
No,
I mean, why would you do that? You have Chaz.
Yeah, Jazz at second.
You're not gonna take him and put him back on third.
base. Third base.
I mean, yeah,
But look at that. So I don't know. Like, imagine that rotation next year with Paul Skeens, Garrett Cole, if healthy, Max Fried. Oh, that's a great top three. And then you add in Cam. I'm telling you right now.
No,
got-
I'm not doing that trade. I'm not getting.
You got-
Okay. Well, we'll move on to the next one. John Ferrazzo.
I'm not
Louis
doing that
Hill,
trade.
Luis Hill, Peraza, and Spencer Jones for Jose Ramirez. Let's get a proven all-star.
You need more in that trade.
I need if I'm trading Heel and Jones, I want let's see. The Cleveland does not have any pitching prospects that are ready to be traded.
99 is saying Ramirez is 33. No, not for all of that.
Mm-hmm. It has to be more in that trade, Joe. We need Class A in there.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
And also Stephen Kwan.
J-Ram,
go ahead.
I don't
Obviously.
think I don't think you're gonna get Quan and Ramirez in the same trade.
but J-Ram he's a definite, elite third baseman, and he's 5'2". But yeah, you would need to add either a Class A or that other electric arm in the bullpen, and then probably try and get Stephen Kwan in that deal because, I mean,
But the Yankees don't need an outfielder.
no, we don't.
They already have too many outfielders.
Yeah.
Well, the chat is saying they don't want you. What do we need Quan for? Even though he'd be a good, let's say a good leadoff hitter. It's just too much.
He'd be our prototypical leadoff guy. But the problem is getting him would limit playing time for Jason Dominguez unless we trade Dominguez, which the fans would really riot if we did trade Dominguez. But and back to what we were talking about with Skeens. You know whose name keeps coming to my mind when I think about Skeens? There's an old pitcher in the 90s and 2000s. He pitched with the Cubs. Kerry Wood.
It would.
Remember, he had for years he had like 20 strikeout games, and for a few years he was like top notch, and then he just kind of leveled off for the rest of his career.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then Kerry Wood with the Yankees 1 year. If you were,
So
I don't know if you remember that.
do you think the Yankees can trade for Luis Rendico for third base?
I mean,
I've
that'd be,
wanted him. I've
Yeah.
always wanted him. And they say, he's overrated. He's not that good.
he's with
You
the
know,
Angels, right? The Angels.
Yeah, the Angels.
Yeah.
Let's go on to Bill O's trade. Peraza, Pereira, and Rumfeld for Suarez and Kelly.
So Sean is still in the lead, right?
Yes, he is. I don't think that's enough for Suarez and Kelly, to be
No, I
honest.
don't think.
That might be enough for one of them, not both of them.
It's a good. I mean, it's great on the Yankee side, but that's a little too weak. The Arizona, I honestly don't think they would go for that deal. They would have to.
You might get that deal if you get Suarez by himself.
Maybe, but I don't know. It's weird. I'm up in the air. I think it's too little. I mean,
I don't think the
love
Braves
it.
are trading
I
Austin
think it's
Riley.
too little.
This is not. Wait, this is not going to get it done. I don't think.
Yeah, I honestly don't think it's going to get it done.
Well, Bill O's saying throw in 2 pitching prospects.
I would put it Carlos in this one.
LaGrange.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there'd be Rumfeld, Lagrange, Pereira, and Peraza.
I would take out. Actually, you know what? Yeah. So Arizona needs pitching. You know what I'll do is I'll take out Rumfield. I'm going to put in Carlos in there, and take out Peraza. Take out Rumfield. Put Carlos in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
So the way it is, it's a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
The way that trade is,
Yeah.
probably a thumbs down.
All right. The nasty one. Buxton and Castro and Durant, Jones and Pereira. Jonathan, you went fast with the thumbs down. What don't you like about that trade?
Buxton, Duran, I don't. I think Minnesota will want much more than 2 players. You're trading 2. You're trading 2 outfielders. Is that Pereira? Two outfielders for an outfielder. I don't think that Minnesota would do that.
Yeah. Where would Buxton play?
It's a little too weak on. It's great. It's good for us, but and you know what, Buxton, I don't trust him. He gets hurt every 5 seconds.
Yeah, I would much rather. As I said, I much rather trade. If I'm trading Jones, I want a young, controllable pitcher. I would only trade him for a young, controllable pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, there's very few options for that. So I'm not trading Jones in that trade.
Okay, so that's a thumbs down, guys.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right.
Thumbs down.
Let's go to the next one. Jody, get Royce 2 along with Duran and Ryan.
I don't even know where to begin with that. That's not a trade.
Royce, Lewis, Duran,
Miguel Savendra, Peraza, Grisham, and Schlitter for Suarez and Kelly.
That might be either too much or too little. I don't know. I think the Twins are going to hold out. The Twins would hold out. They would probably ask for more than that.
Oh wow. 99 made another trade, but I don't. What is this? Get Royce along.
You made another one, you said?
Yeah, look what Jake said. Arizona. Well,
So you have Ken Slittler, T.J. Rumfeld, Emerson Pereira, Bruce Cunningham for Joe Ryan and Duran. And before you say no, please understand who Joe Ryan is.
Yeah, but Joe Ryan All-Star this year. He's putting up some great numbers. I like Joe Ryan.
That's a lot, though.
Joe Ryan and
Bryce Cunningham.
Joe Ryan is a good starting pitcher. 29 years old. Still under arbitration.
You know, another thing you guys got to consider is, the Yankees just don't always look at what the wins and losses. What have they done in the American League East? Do they have a pretty good record against the Red Sox, the Blue Jays, the Orioles, Tampa Bay? Because if they don't, we got to play a lot of our games with them, and that's a problem. See, the Yankees used to go with that idea years ago, and they used to win. Like they would get Ed Figueroa. They got Ed Figueroa because he almost always beat the Red Sox.
Remember one thing about where before you understand, please. I just looked up more information about Joe Ryan. Every year he's been in the major leagues, he's spent some time on the IL. So Joe Ryan is a pitcher with a history of injuries. That's who Joe Ryan is. He pitches very well when he's not injured, but when he's injured, he doesn't pitch.
Well,
that's every pitcher, yes, but
I mean, I would do this if you can add an infielder in this, which would be Willie Castro.
I would get a third baseman in addition to Joe Ryan
and Duran.
Yeah.
So, is it a yay, a nay, or indifferent?
This one is thumbs down.
Probably down.
Okay. Hey, Rob says, oh, where is it? Okay. Rob says my trades are too complicated to type. Rob, if you want to, you could go into our email, put it in there, and tell me when it's ready. I'll go, and I'm going to go in the email and answer questions anyway, and I will read it on the air. So if you want to do that, just go to joeyankees28@gmail.com, joeyankees28@gmail.com. Put it all in there, and then I'll give it to the panel. All right. So please, do that, and that would be a big help. And I want to get your trade on there.
The nasty one had a trade, but I don't like it.
Is this the one?
Yes.
He is on the Braves. Riley, Iglesias, and Sale for Jones and Sale is hurt, and I don't trust him to be healthy.
And he has a lot of money
when he's healthy.
Iglesias is hit and miss. Iglesias will have a streak where he can tear the ball off, and then he'll be nothing.
I think he's talking about the closer. No, not closer. Is he? Which Iglesias he's talking about? The pitcher or the?
Yeah, not the infielder.
The pitcher.
The guy that was with the Angels.
Oh, okay, that guy.
Not the OMG guy.
No. Yeah, the closer. Okay, yeah. It's gonna be thumbs down for me.
Yeah.
Thumbs down. Okay.
I don't like it.
This one I think is going to be a thumbs down because the Yankees are not going to take all salary.
No. Understand something when asking for trades. The Yankees are not going to add a lot of salary.
No, I do have a thing on Carrera for today, and I know a very close source to the Yankees said that he might be in play. And
think
I just find that hard to believe, because how are they going to, why would they take on those millions when they don't want to do a single and dime right now to go over 308 million? There's no way. I mean, I disputed that, but this is somebody is very, very in the know with the Yanks, and he's telling me that, and I find that hard to believe.
Joe, I'll come back a little bit later. I have to go back to the backstage of the Job of the Mount show because our guest that I booked is coming on soon. So
okay, all right, we'll talk to you later.
I'll come back
If we're still on.
Okay.
All right, man.
And Ultra had a trade too, but no, but Correa's also taken a nosedive since that year when one of the teams that signed him on free agency had to back out.
Oh, that was the Mets.
Right.
The Mets had to deal with him, and they backed out at the last minute.
Here's something from Ultra Cowboy. Carlos Correa grew up a Yankee fan. His whole family loves the Yankees. He played third base for Team Puerto Rico. Yeah, and I wouldn't mind having him, but it's the salary that's bad. That's what's concerning. The salaries are bad. That's the problem.
Yeah, he's making $37 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he barely plays.
Million.
And he can barely stay on the field.
LB, yeah, you're right. LB, thanks for coming back on. There's so many unrealistic trade ideas here. Jones is going nowhere unless the Yankees extend Cody Bellinger, which they're trying to do. Are the Yankees extending Grissom? No. That I can tell you right off the bat. Teams are going to be bidding on Cody. He's not going anywhere. Cody Bellinger will be a Yankee. You can take that to the bank. He's not going anywhere. He begged the Yankees. He begged and begged and begged.
So next year, let me ask you. Next year, what position do you see Cody playing full time next season?
Either first base or center field.
First base or center field. So if he's playing first base, then they're not going to be trading for her first baseman. I don't think Kyle Tucker. I think Kyle Tucker is out of the question because of Cody Bellinger and Spencer Jones. The only way they get Tucker is if they trade Spencer Jones.
Right.
I think they would have to sign Tucker before trading Spencer Jones, because it's very unlikely that Tucker will come to the Yankees.
Right.
Well, Bill says Minnesota can barely afford the contract. Yeah, but then if that's the case, Bill, what do they sign him for? They do sell out a lot. They have big crowds there. I think they have the money for him. I just don't think they're that great of a ball club. That's the problem.
Well, they also had the problem with the TV deal.
Right.
A couple years ago.
I think didn't they get a new owner recently?
Yeah.
Yes.
So the new owner, we don't know what the new owner plans to do. And when the new owner comes, the team usually try to spend most of the time.
Yashin says, "You think the Yankees will go after Kyle Tucker?" Mine is a big.
I don't think so. I think they have.
Can you see the Yankees getting another $500 million player?
No.
I mean, are you going to bring in somebody that you're paying more than what you're paying Aaron Judge?
But let me cancel that for a second. Nobody cares if the Yankees sign someone who's being paid more than Aaron Judge. Remember that. Aaron Judge has a 9-year contract with $40 million. If they sign another player for $41 million, no one will care. They will only care what happens in October if they win with that $41 million player. So when you think about signing someone for money, don't think about if someone makes more than Judge or not. That is irrelevant.
Good point. Good
I mean,
point.
it's a good point, and it is true in Yankee land. But at the same time, it is kind of a hard. Your
It's
captain.
as I said, try to not think of that subject because even Judge said it himself. He doesn't
Yeah.
care what other people are making as long as he wins.
That is true. But
Good.
oh, I was gonna say, Ultra Cowboy put in another trade, but you can read this one first.
Well, it's Joe. You said he wasn't opting out, meaning Bellinger. I bet you $1,000 today that Boris is opting out today and will let the market do its thing. He will definitely give a discount to stay, but Boris is going to get him money. I don't know about that. I honestly don't.
The Yankees don't the Yankees have the team option on it?
Yeah, the Yankees have the team option.
So Boris can do whatever, can say whatever he wants to say. Boris is. I know he's an agent who wants to get every last penny for his player, but sometimes he goes a little bit too extreme.
Yeah,
Right.
and Boris is pushing 90, so I mean, he's trying to get every dollar he can get.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with you. Let's see, what do we have here? Yashin. What about a trade for Mitch Keller and David Bender from the Pirates? Well, who do you want to send, Yashin? You have to let us know who you want to send.
Who's in that trade?
Yeah, we'll get back to you on it. Think about who you want to put in that trade, and because there's nothing there. We want you guys to make the trade, and then we'll comment on it. JT says, hot take, Trout gets dealt. You guys believe that?
No.
No, I think he's on what? He's 36 now.
He's getting also around $36 million a year. No one was going to pay that for a player that can't play half the season.
Yeah, and has the issues with a chronic back problem in the spine. So
I don't think Mike Trout has played more than 120 games since signing that contract.
no,
Joe?
I don't know what happened, but Ultra
I
Cowboy.
would give up C.T. Johnson and Nissens for Machado. Well, I'm not a baseball player.
Yeah, I'm not either. But Ultra Cowboy had Brendan Donovan and Ryan Hesley from the Cards for Dominguez, Henry Lalaine, and Peraza.
What?
Ultra Cowboy put in the chat up there. Lalaine, Peraza, Dominguez for Brendan Donovan and Ryan Hesley from the Cards.
Oh, that's too much. That's too much giving away. No way. No way.
And what about, did you guys mention Ben Rice and Savage for Andrew Abbott?
Maybe I might do that.
Rice and Selvage, yeah, I would do it.
Yeah, I would do it.
Okay, so that's a thumbs up. Okay. All right. So that's in the running with so Sean, what was your trade?
Mine was Pereira, Peraza, and Selvage to the Kansas City for Mikhail Garcia and Seth Lugo.
Okay, so then we can't let you answer this, Jonathan. Which one would impact the Yankees more out of those two trades?
2 players or 1? Miguel.
Yeah,
I
the
think
Baseman and Lugo, as opposed to Abbott just for Abbott? Which one makes
The Kansas City trade would be the better trade.
Okay. All right. Well, then 99, you got to come up with a little bit stronger than that.
Because you're getting a third baseman
And
the Yankees, we remember something. The Yankees need a third baseman more than anything else. If you're getting a third baseman in a trade, that trade will probably beat getting one pitcher.
Yeah. Good
I'm
for you.
buying Jonathan, the number one prospect hugger. I'm all for trading prospects for the right piece. I already said that. I would trade Jones, Selvage, and Lalane for Paul Skeens. 3 prospects for 1 player. I'm not a prospect hugger. I just want to trade them for value. You don't want to trade prospect for someone who's going to be a free agent in 3 months. That's a useless trade.
Here's a observation, and he's new to the stream. Tom, how you doing, Tom? Hey, so you like Wilson for MVP? Wow, Jacob Wilson is a very good player. Guys, do you see him as a MVP caliber?
Possibly.
Sure.
I don't think anybody's beating Judge this year in the American League, though.
No,
You don't think if Cal hits 55 homers that he doesn't have a chance?
He has a chance, but if Judge keeps up and hitting 360 with 50 home runs,
True.
I think they will value I think they will value more than the home runs. You have to realize, you have to look at Judge has a higher on base percentage, higher batting average. The only thing that Cal has is home runs. So which is more valuable, home runs or batting average, on base percentage, RBIs? It's value.
Okay.
And Judge has a 12.8 fielding WAR.
Yeah. So right now, Judge, unless Judge falls off the cliff with his numbers, I don't see anybody beating him.
I mean, Cal's gonna make it interesting, no doubt.
Yeah.
Cal Raleigh's gonna make it interesting.
This year, I might make a prediction. This year, there could be, for the first time since '98, 2 60 home run hitters.
Wow. Okay.
I think so.
Very good possibility. Very good possibility.
I think so. I don't see anybody getting close to 70, but I see 260 homer.
Unless one of them gets injured or does something, has a tremendous slump.
Yeah.
And before we go back to some trade stuff, guys, I just want to first of all, I want to thank everybody for coming in new in the stream, and I want to remind everybody, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and also press the like button. For all you new streamers in here tonight, we do have a morning show every morning at 8:30 called Coffee, Bagels, Yankee Talk, and Talk with the Stream. We have interviews. We have all kinds of stuff. And we're on every morning at 8:30 on YouTube. So come and join us. That's why you please press the like button and subscribe, and you'll never miss any notifications at all. We also do pregame shows and postgame shows and special shows. Once in a while, we do play-by-play. So there's a lot going on our channel. Please subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Okay, let's go here. We have another new person, Mr. Yankee. How you doing, Mr. Yankee? Just wanted to put it out there. LA Yankee King. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. It's fine. Nasty one. Let's go. Oh, no, it's the nasty. Where is that? Here we go. Sorry. Julio Rodriguez, Castillo, and Munzo for Jones and Peraza.
You're going to have to give up a lot more than that.
Yeah, really. Are you kidding?
Esquivel and Munoz and Rodriguez. Oh,
No.
nasty. Uh, that is something that would get me banned on this show.
Jesus.
Yeah, no. That's a hard sell.
Yeah. All right,
J
Joe.
Rod is
Good.
J Rod he's a special kind of player, but the Castillo,
Always from Arizona, but
yeah,
I would make that deal.
What's this one?
I would make that deal.
Suarez to Arizona for wait. Suarez
Yeah,
from Arizona
Peraza
for
and Hamilton.
Eel, Peraza, and Hamilton.
Yeah, I would make that deal.
Okay. So we got it. We got a yay on this one, but now the impact. Which one is stronger, Sean's or
I need, as I said, I need Sean. Maybe Sean, you can write yours down in the chat so I can actually read it instead of imagine it.
all right, I'll do that. Hold on.
I just need to see it in front of me. But that is a good trade I think for the Yankees. Arizona will never take it, of course. I think Arizona wants young players, but if that's what it takes to get Suarez, I'm doing it as fast as a light switch.
well, they get Lucille.
Yes.
And so that there's their they're getting a pitcher, we're getting a hitter. So
Well, and
all right, so what do you have? You have a Pereira, Peraza, and salvage for Garcia and Lugo.
And Garcia plays third base, huh?
right.
Yep.
Oh,
Which one is the best deal?
This is a hard one. I think Sean Brown is more realistic, but John is the better trade.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean it's really tempting, and Arizona does need pitching, so Heel.
I don't know. Arizona would absolutely love that deal.
You think Arizona would take Eel, Peraza, and Hamilton for Suarez? I do too.
I think Arizona would take that deal. Yeah, Arizona needs pitchers. Those are two quality.
How does that impact the Yankees as opposed to Sean's trade?
Well,
Which
Suarez
one
gives you the third baseman that you need.
Right.
And Sean's trade, Garcia. Can Garcia play third base?
He is third baseman.
Yeah, he's a third baseman, hitting 300.
I think Sean's trade is a little bit better because we get Lugo.
You got Lugo.
One we get a third baseman, one we get a third baseman and a pitcher. So
And we're just getting a third baseman. Okay.
third base is the top position that the Yankees are looking for in the trade deadline.
Aside from relief pitches.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's the top position on the field.
All right. Great try, John. You could keep trying.
No, I mean
But
Let's see.
it's definitely in the running.
if John adds a relief pitcher to that, maybe he can beat it. I mean, it's gonna be it's the third baseman is the third baseman. Does he bat righty?
Yes, he does.
I think he does.
Yeah.
I know he does. does.
He
Yeah.
does.
But
He bats right hand.
Yeah, no, he
so
definitely does.
I'm not 99/22. I'm not doing that deal.
Selvage, Rice,
Kevin
Rumfield.
And Andrew Abbott.
What position does Lux play again?
Who?
Gavin Lux.
What position again?
I think I know he's in the infield. He does play third.
Okay. Well,
He's a second baseman. I don't know if he can play
Second
third.
and third. He does play
It
third.
says second and shortstop, but he might be able to play third.
he might be able to, but I mean that's again. I mean, Abbott is a definite. I would like to get that guy, but Lux is an older player.
And remember another thing. Lux was already traded this year to the Reds. Why would they trade him again after trading him?
All right. What about this one from LB? Suarez for Arias plus Rodriguez Cruz. That's the deal.
Yeah. I can't imagine Lux being traded after just being traded to the Reds this year. That makes no sense for the Reds.
Okay, 29. I didn't know he was.
I would do that deal. Eugenio Suarez for Rodriguez Arias and Emma Cruz. That's a thumbs up.
Okay. And okay, so now we have to put that up against Sean's deal. Which one impacts the Yankees?
Suarez.
Well, Suarez, and you're not costing too much,
But
so you're not getting a bit in the farm.
But you're not getting that starting pitcher that the Yankees so want.
But we still have leverage to get our starting pitching from elsewhere, or relief pitching from elsewhere. Because the D-backs are pleated with pitching.
The Diamondbacks will want pitching prospects.
Yeah, but
And then
Why would I trade Louis Hill for Suarez, but I wouldn't trade Cam Schlittler? Schlittler is younger, and I think he has more upside.
I like John's trade that he just posted.
Boone to Toronto for Matt.
Yeah, I would do that.
Hey, we owe Mattingly a ring, so
So you take that deal as an impact deal, guys?
Oh yeah.
Manager. So Sean, you're behind now. I mean, you guys said it. You guys said it. John Ferrazzo's in the lead. Boone to Toronto for Mattingly.
But
I mean, as crazy as it sounds, you guys said that would be an impact for the Yankees.
Oh yeah, I mean Donnie baseball.
Schlittler, although Schlittler isn't a proven pitcher, Heel is coming back from injury, and you never know how Heel will pitch.
Right.
So guys, can we allow this as to be? I mean,
I think this is probably one of those fantasy trades that you could probably trade in fantasy baseball, but
fantasy.
I don't know. I don't know if you count this as fantasy.
Right. But and my apologies with the Gavin Lux. I thought he was a little older than 27, but still.
Yeah, well, let's see. 99 Boone and Peraza. Now we're going with the managers now. Boone and Peraza. We're getting a little bit out of hand over here, guys. Let's stick with what's going to be normal for the Yankees. So, I still say Sean is in the lead. I mean, John, that's a great thing, but make it into players because it's not going to impact that. It will impact us, but you know what I mean. I mean, on the field itself, we need some players.
Bill Hamilton is not a pitching prospect.
What was that?
Hamilton is not a pitching prospect.
Oh, yeah. He's been in the league. He's the one who's got to be close to 30 years old, and he's been in the league a while. He's been hurt with other teams, and then came to the Yankees, pitched pretty well, and then got hurt again.
Well, Cunningham has jumped up into a top 10.
Yes, he has.
So
Right.
I'm not giving up on a young pitcher just yet, like Cunningham, unless I'm getting. If I'm trading Cunningham, I would trade. I would include him in the Paul Skeens trade.
Another new person in the stream. How would you say that? YOLO?
YOLO.
YOLO. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming on. I don't want to give an arm and a leg for Suarez.
No, not an arm and a leg, but maybe a toe and a fingernail.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And to Jake's point,
I think it's a little interesting that a lot of you guys seem like you want to get rid of Lucio, who is more proven than Cam Schittler. No, it's not the way. I mean, it's not me. I would like to keep him. I'm worried about the injuries. I love Cam. I don't want him touched. The little I saw of him. Listen, you know what impressed me? He looks exactly like Garrett Cole.
Cool.
When I was looking at him from the back, it looked like Cole was pitching. I said, "What's going on?" And this guy can pitch, man. I wouldn't be so,
I don't think the Yankees are getting rid of Cam Schlittler unless they're getting a young, controllable pitcher like Paul Skeens. They already saw what they had in a big league game. You don't trade a pitcher like that unless you're getting a pitcher back.
yeah. And then the other point, though, with Hill, I love Hill. I mean, Hill's the real deal. Luis, the real deal Hill. But his problem is his arm. He can't stay healthy. I don't know what it is. I mean, we had that problem with Sevi, and it was like he pitches great, and then he gets hurt, and then he's on the shelf for a while, and then comes back, and he'll be lights out, baby Pedro, and then get injured again.
That might be the reason why I would trade Heel when his trade value is at full potential because of its long-term health. But
Yeah.
I think I would trade Heel over Cam Schlittler.
99 would love to join the stream. It's a little hard right now, 99, because I don't want to put a number. You don't want to put a number. It's got to be private. And it's a little complicated to go into the email now, get your number, send it to you. But you know what? If you're on the stream tomorrow morning, I'll put you on. Okay? Is that that I can do for you? But you have to send me your number. You have to go to joeyankees28@gmail.com. joeyankees28
Can you put your email in the chat?
Yes, I'm going to do that right now.
And I don't know how long you want the show to be.
Yeah, we're on a little over an hour already. So that's why, I would love to have you on 99, and I promise you, if you send me a number, I will call you a little bit after the show, and we'll go over. That's the best I can do. I hope you understand. I would like to put you on, but we're already an hour in the stream, and it's a little difficult while I'm on to take care of everything right here. So. And I don't want to put your number, it's not right. It's got to be private. So do that, 99. I'll be more than happy to put you on tomorrow morning. I know you've been on the stream a long time, and I have no problem putting you on. Let's see. Hey, JT, welcome back. Gill is probably on the road of being a pen arm. Wouldn't be surprised if he even gets tried out as a closer. What do you think of that, guys?
I've always thought Hill would be a good closer. I said that to Jason 2 years ago. I think he throws hard, and the way his arm is, if he can get good control, I think that's a safer bet actually, long term.
if he can command and control that slider of his,
I think he could be a very good closer, but if he can start, that would be a little bit more valuable.
right?
I just want to make a quick statement. 99, Mr. Yankee. Please, everybody's entitled to their opinion, so please, respect, what he's saying. I have no problem with, with whatever you're saying, but you don't belittle or harass anybody because of their opinions. This is all about opinions. We don't know what's true. We're just talking. We're having a little fun. So let's keep it like that, guys. Come on, let's have fun.
And also remember, in just over 2 weeks, all of this will be passed. The trade,
Right.
the trade on at the end of the day, on the 31st, the trade deadline will be over. So
Right.
whatever we're talking about now is going to be irrelevant because it's either going to happen or it won't.
Right. Yeah. No. Of course. But that's the beauty of this. Everybody. That's the whole idea of a family type show here. We're all family. We've been family for a while now. We've been on for 3 months, and everybody's growing with us, and I really appreciate it. So let's just be courteous to everybody's thought. Rather it's outrageous, well, we might laugh about it or this and that, but let's enjoy what we're doing, okay? It's the freedom of everyone. So I appreciate that. And like I said, 99, you are definitely welcome to join us tomorrow morning. Let's go with. There's another one. Salvage, Rumfeld, Riggio, Cunningham for Suarez and Merrill Kelly. The D-backs get pitchers and a first baseman.
Oh,
Have for next year.
that would hurt. Oh my God. Oh, that's a good trade. I might have to bite my lip and do that trade, but I would hate for it to happen. Oh my God.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Riggio is some prospect.
Yeah, that
a good. We better get something else too.
Yeah, I might add if they still had a draft prospect to add to that trade, I would ask for the draft prospect, the draft pick, not prospect, the pick.
Mr. Yankee, no, you got to be respectful, man. I mean, yeah, that's fine if you want to leave this stream, but 99 didn't do nothing to you. And none of us know, but man, we're just a stream. We're all Yankee fans. We're just trying to be. We all got our opinions and our ideas, but there's no reason to be harassing another guy on the stream over takes.
Everything that every contact creator does is give their opinion and state the facts as they see them, as they come out publicly. Trade proposals are all opinions until they happen.
Yes.
Once the trade happens, we can discuss the trade because we remember also we don't know what goes on in the back, and the teams know their players better than anybody here. Even Nathan. The scout they pay the scouts, they have all the details. We just see what they do on paper.
Joseph, welcome to the stream. I'm not sure. I think you've been on before. Thank you again for joining. Remember, everyone, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press the like button. The subscribe means a lot. A lot more content is coming on here, and we want to bring you, the fans, the best we possibly can. So please remember to subscribe, as Either you go out or as you come in. Hey boys, Arenado and half of his salary, John King lefty for Warren. Forget about
Toronto
getting
wants a lot more.
They're not going to get Arenado. It's not happening.
No, Arenado is. I don't. As I said earlier, I don't think the Yankees will add so much salary.
Well, it's not even. You know. Well, all right. Let's think about this. Not only the salary, his age.
Yes.
Okay, he's 35. Why would if the Yankees have a chance to go get a guy who's 26, 27, 28, why would they pit a 35-year-old? You know, and then you got the 28, 29 million next year. I mean, if he was 3 years younger, I would probably do it.
I like John Peraza's trade.
Here we go again. Hayes from Pittsburgh for Peraza, Emerson Pereira.
Emerson Pereira. I would do that trade.
John, I wish you would have put a pitcher in like a David Bender, because that would make a difference. This makes a difference, but the Yankees are trying to make a trade together. You know, third baseman and a pitcher.
If you get
easy to keep going around and around. I like the trade, but they need more.
If you get Bednar and Hayes together in a trade, you need more than just Peraza and Pereira. You're probably putting Brock Selvage in that deal.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But it because the Yankees need so much, they need a starting pitcher. They need two relievers at least. They need a third baseman. Not to mention a little stronger bench.
Look, I could see a scenario where they don't trade Selvage and call him up in August.
Yeah, that's possible. 99 is saying Hayes has a 577 OPS. Why do we want him?
We want him for his defense.
Yeah.
The defense, he's young, and maybe over here, you know, it'll be different for him. He may need a change of scenery.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, put Hayes, Vivas, and Peraza side by side, stat wise. Who gives you more offense? Because they all give you glove at defense.
Probably.
They can all fix it at third.
Right. Probably going to say Hayes is on an 8-year, $70 million contract. So I don't know. We would have to pay him $7 million a year. Would you do that? Would you pay Hayes $7 million a year and hoping that he'll get better?
Hayes is $7 million a year is not that much. And if he gets better and we have someone who can replace it, maybe he can get traded.
Yeah, it's not that much, but tell the Yankees own. Yeah, tell Steinbrenner that, which now bring you to about $314 million. Plus, they're paying double that.
Yeah, and then
I know that's the problem.
That's the thing I'm worried about in this. You know, the will is there. They want to trade, but is the will there to answer the payroll?
well, here's what we do know, and you know they don't leak information in the Yankee front office. But in a report earlier this month, Cashman alluded to the fact that he was instructed by how to present every scenario to him and not to worry about if someone costs too much or whatnot, but that Hal would make the final decision on whether to go for the person, you know. So that sounds like Hal's willing to go all in, but it's got to be a right packet, you know. It's just got to be, but he wants to see everything. He wants to see all the content.
He wants the Disneyland package. He wants.
I think the Yankees are going to do what they didn't do last year. Last year they didn't go all in at the trade deadline. This year, I think they will.
Yeah. It's kind of like remember with when we traded for the player that shall not be named, that wore number 22.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't
Hal
even
told
remember him.
Hal told Cashman to go back there, and if King gets the deal done, then make the trade happen. So,
Yeah, and Cashman didn't want to trade King, and now King is hurt.
Yeah, Bichette is not going to get traded in '99. I know you would love him. First of all, can he stay on the field? That's another problem. And the other problem is Toronto's in first place right now.
Yeah.
I can't see them, weakening themselves when they're in first place.
Right, but Bichette has been well, he's up for either extension talks or pending free agent. But Bichette has actually been pretty healthy. This is the first time in a while that he's actually been injured, and he's been a hit machine. But like you said, does Toronto want to really trade their star shortstop to the Yankees?
Yeah, I seriously doubt it. Joseph says, "Is Grissom hurt, guys?"
I think he still is.
I
He
think
had a slight injury, and that might be the reason why he's slowed down a lot.
Yeah,
Well, you remember with hamstrings are tricky.
Right.
Well, then he should have been put on the IL just before the All-Star break, and then see how he felt after the All-Star break. Just give him 2 full weeks off, and if he feels better this weekend, call him up. That's what they should have done.
Right.
Rob Saxon is saying, focus on Ramirez, Suarez for cheap. Bender, Lugo, Clase, and Marlins close.
They won't. None of these guys will be cheap.
Yeah, really. I think Bender should be the cheapest because he was already sent back to the minors and then came back. But these other guys will definitely cost at least a top 10 at least. I mean that's my opinion. I can't see, and by the way, guys, what I will say is as we get closer to the 31st, we'll do the round table again, but we'll do it in the morning. So we'll do it like in the second, like the hour of the stream, and we'll concentrate on trades in the morning also. So don't
Joe,
yeah.
One more thing before we head out, because we're going on an hour and a half. MLB Trade Rumor just posted that the Diamondbacks are expected to target young pitching at the deadline. And as I told you earlier, the one thing the Diamondbacks don't have and that we do is young pitching in a prospect system. So expect to give up young pitchers in any trade with the Diamondbacks.
Okay. Well,
we're going on an hour and a half, so I need to.
Okay. All right, Jonathan. If you need to go down, I appreciate everything, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank
you. You have a good night, and we'll talk soon. Okay. You take care. All right. Then there was two, Sean. You have to stay on because you're in the lead for the prize. Let's see. We'll give it a little while longer. We're going to do this again, everyone. We will give away another prize the next time we do this. I know it's rough. We have the same names going and going and going. So, but right now, Sean, it looks like you're going to be the winner. Well, we're going to give it, let's see, it's 9:25. We're going to give it 5 more minutes. think of some trades, guys. You got 5 minutes for the trade, and then we're going to close it out. We're going to close that out. We could stay on a little longer, but the trade 5 more minutes.
No, they got some interesting takes. So I mean, you know,
it's all yours.
No, they're interesting takes. You know, well, Rob, my trade was Pereira, Peraza, and Selvage to Kansas City for Mikael Garcia and South Lugo.
And that was the consensus that we liked. That fills 2 holes for the big holes for the Yankees. You get that starting pitcher in case anything's wrong with heel and everything. So you have another dependable starter in the playoffs, and you've got a third baseman who's up and coming young. He got a hit in the All-Star game. He stole second, ended up going to third on the error, and then he came home. That's an impact. That was the whole idea of why I said make up trades that will impact in a positive note that will probably go through if that and make an impact on the Yankees immediately. Not just one trade here, one trade there, one trade there. We're talking, you could if you come up with a really good argument. Let's see. I don't think that they'll do that. I like it though. Yeah. Kansas City might. Today they picked up Adam Frazier. And Adam Frazier plays third base. Then remember, they have India at second. He's not going anywhere. So where is Frazier going to play? He's not a bench player. He can play every day. So if you hear the things tuning, maybe they're closing in on a trade for Lugo and Garcia. Time will tell. We have 14 days after tonight, and I really believe. Listen. The one thing, Sean, we can really think somehow, some way, the Yankees are going to make a huge impact trade.
Yeah, think back in 2000. Did you, leading into the trade deadline, did you think we were going to pick up David Justice from the Braves?
No. Did they pick him up from the Braves or the Indians?
I think from the Braves.
Okay, I thought it was the Indians, but okay.
Or no, we might have got him from the Indians, but he was on the Braves before that. But yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd say yes. I know he was on the Indians. Wow, yeah.
But yeah, that was a move we didn't even see coming.
Yeah, right. I could see Cashman getting India and Lugo. I don't want India. I'm not crazy about his swing. I don't know. There's something about him. I don't know. What do you think, Sean? I think Chisholm's a better player.
Yeah, Chisholm's a better player. And India, I've never seen him play anything other than second base.
Right. I haven't either.
But no, when he came up for the Cincinnati, man, he was whew.
Yeah, he was awesome. I don't know. He took a little step backwards.
Yeah.
Rob says that it's a Cashman type player. Yeah, it might be, but how do you justify it? And then you're gonna put Chaz back on third? We don't want that. He's already hurt his arm by playing third base. We don't want to do that. You can't DH him because you have Giancarlo Stanton. So that might sound nice in your eyes, but I don't think it could physically for the Yankees. I don't think that could happen. There's too many question marks on that. So I seriously doubt it. All right, everyone, we are closing that portion. So congratulations to Sean. All right, as a chat member, he wins the $25. Congratulations, Sean. Stay on the stream, and I'll get the number and everything, and you'll get the prize maybe 2 minutes afterwards. of the stream. So we'll work on that. But we will do this again, everyone, as we get closer. I don't know the date yet, but we will let you know. And again, study the minor leagues. Study, just study all around the league, and I'll make it a little higher price. How's that? I'll give you more incentive to do something to put together. And it would be nice if you guys come on the stream. I got a lot of emails saying, we'll talk on the chat. I don't want to be seen on the scene. I said, okay, fine, no problem at all. But what I do want from everyone, please, we have a lot of new people on the stream. Please subscribe to the channel and also press the like button. Very important for us and the creation of NY Yankee Mania, because the more you subscribe, the more, a lot more content is going to come on. And we're going to have interviews. We're going to have all kinds of good stuff coming onto this channel. So you got to stay with us, everyone. Sean, final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, look, we got the rest of the second half. We played some of it already before the break. And yeah, let's just look forward to, the Yankees playing. I believe they're going to go back to – they're going to get first place again, but it's going to be a hard fought for the rest of the year. We're going to be battling the Jays and the Red Sox for the AL East, but
no question about it. They got to slow down the Red Sox a little bit. They've won 10 in a row.
Yeah,
By the way, ding 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 to everybody. Thank you. We have had a couple of subscriptions just popped up. I appreciate that. That's awesome, guys. Thank you. I can't thank you enough. And now the next thing is join us tomorrow morning. And Sean, being the fact that you're the winner, I'd like to invite you back and join the morning show with us tomorrow. How's that?
That's all right, but I got to be at work at 8 a.m. for a 12-hour shift.
Oh, okay. All right. So the next time, let us know when when you're off, and we'd invite you back. You're the winner, so the least we could do also is to have you on and have your take on what's going on with the New York Yankees. And we'll talk off air and all of that. So, final thoughts. I think this is going to be a good second half for the Yankees, guys. How about you?
Yeah, no, I think we're gonna have like I said, we're gonna have a great second half. Look, it's full go for mission number 28.
Oh yeah, no, I totally agree with you. They have to. They definitely need to. Everybody wants that championship. We all do. We honestly all do. And all I could say is let's go. Let's go Yankees. So final thoughts. Your typical let's go Yankees. Whatever you like to say. Congratulations, by the way, on the win.
Yeah, I appreciate it. But yeah, no, like typical. Let's go Yankees. Everybody have a great, safe rest of your night.
Great.
And,
awesome. Okay. Well, everyone, you heard it here. Please congratulate Sean, who's the winner with a good trade idea. We'll do more. We'll do this again, I promise. And I'll announce it soon, maybe even as early as tomorrow morning. We'll announce it when we go, as we go. Oh, and by the way, to let everybody know, the day of the trade deadline, we will be on the whole time. When we come on in the morning, we will be on all the way through to the last trade happens. And I believe it's 5 Eastern time. It might be 6. We'll let you know. But all the way up to that, we are going to be on. And I'm going to invite some fans on in the chat. We'll come on. We'll talk. Maybe the Yankees made a trade. See what you think about it. And I appreciate it. So with that in mind, everyone, I want to wish everybody a good night and thank you so much for subscribing. Now press the like button, and anybody that has friends, big Yankee fans, whatever, let them know about NY Yankee Mania. I'd really appreciate that. And for now, have a good night. God bless you all. God bless America. And God bless the Yankees. Stay healthy, everyone. And we'll see you at 8:30 a.m. Good night, everyone.